Part 1. The Capture. The battlefield of Vorath Prime was silent at last. Smoke rose from the shattered plains, the remains of tanks and plasma drones scattered like bones. Captain Marcus Kane stood alone among the wreckage, his pulse rifle broken, his armor scorched. Around him, alien banners fluttered in the acrid wind. The Vraxian Dominion had won. He'd fought hard. Too hard. His unit was gone. And now, as the sound of boots approached, soft, deliberate, predatory, he raised his head and met the gaze of his captor. She was tall, her silhouette radiant with bioluminescent markings that shifted like embers. Her eyes burned like molten gold beneath a crown of living metal. The Sealith Queen, conqueror of 12 systems. "Human," she said, voice dripping with disdain. "You killed 200 of my soldiers. You fought even when your defeat was absolute." Marcus wiped blood from his lip and smiled weakly. "That's what we do best." Her expression darkened. "You stand before the Queen of Vorath. Fear me." Marcus tilted his head, unfazed. "Fear you? After meeting my ex-wife? Sweetheart, you're adorable." The guards stiffened in shock. A few even exchanged uneasy glances, unsure whether to laugh or execute him. The Queen blinked, momentarily speechless. It wasn't often someone talked to her like that and lived. "Take him," she commanded finally, her tone cool but curious. "I will deal with this, strange human myself." Part 2. The Queen's Prisoner. Marcus was thrown into a cell made of translucent energy. He'd been captured before by pirates, mercs, even a sentient fungus once, but never by an alien queen who looked like vengeance sculpted in silver. Hours passed. The hum of the ship was constant. He sat cross-legged on the floor, staring at the glowing walls. When the door finally dissolved, she entered, no guards this time. The Queen stepped closer, her armor glinting under the violet lights. "You mock me, human. You insulted your conqueror." Marcus gave a small shrug. "I figured if I'm gonna die, I might as well die honest." Her head tilted. "Honest? Yeah. You wanted fear. I don't have much left of that. Lost it somewhere between a divorce lawyer and a meteor strike." Something flickered in her expression, something dangerously close to amusement. "I have interrogated hundreds of humans," she said. "They beg. They plead. You joke." He smiled faintly. "Laughter's cheaper than therapy." The Queen circled him slowly, studying his scars, his calm eyes. "Your kind fascinates me. Weak, yet stubborn. Broken, yet unyielding. Sounds like you've been reading our dating profiles," he quipped. That earned a sharp inhale from her, half fury, half disbelief. "You truly have no sense of fear, do you?" "Sure I do," Marcus replied. "I'm terrified of early morning meetings and running out of coffee." "You, though?" He looked her dead in the eye. "You're just someone having a bad day with better armor." The Queen stared at him for a long moment, then did something that startled even herself. She laughed. It was quiet, melodic, and entirely foreign to her guards, who froze in disbelief outside the door. "You are either brave," she said, recovering, "or insane." Marcus leaned back casually. "Little of both. Mostly divorced." Part 3. The Games of Power. Over the next few days, Marcus found himself being summoned to her chamber not for torture or interrogation, but conversation. She questioned him about humanity, its wars, art, its stubborn will to survive. He answered honestly, with humor and candor that no prisoner should dare. At first, she listened as a conqueror. Then, gradually, she listened as something else. One evening, as the twin moons of Vorath glowed through the crystalline hull, she asked, "Why do humans always fight? Even when hope is gone?" Marcus looked at her for a long moment. "Because hope's not what keeps us going. It's spite. We keep fighting because losing would make someone else too happy. Her lips twitched. A philosophy of defiance. Call it what you want, he said. But it's the reason I'm still here. Her gaze lingered on him. You confuse me, human. You are captured, yet you act as if you are free. Maybe because I don't see you as a cage, Marcus said quietly. More like a challenge. She froze. No one had ever dared say such a thing to her. You would challenge a queen? He smiled. Depends. You any good at cards? For a moment, the mighty ruler of 12 worlds was simply curious. Part 4: The Queen's Past. On the 5th night, Marcus found her staring out over the starfield from her private observatory. She looked almost human in that moment, tired, distant, burdened by the weight of power. He stepped closer, careful not to break the silence. You ever regret it? He asked. She didn't turn. Regret what? Conquering. Ruling. Wearing all that armor instead of just being. Her jaw tightened. You presume much, human. I've got nothing to lose, he said softly. Might as well speak truth. The queen exhaled slowly. When I was born, I was trained to lead. My people had been enslaved once. I vowed we would never kneel again. Power was the only path to freedom. And now? Marcus asked. She turned, her golden eyes glowing faintly. Now I rule an empire that fears me. He nodded. Sounds lonely. For the first time, she didn't respond. Part 5: The Escape. The next morning, alarms blared across the flagship. Human resistance forces had traced Marcus's capture and launched an assault. Explosions rocked the corridors. Soldiers shouted orders. The Queen's guards rushed to their stations. Marcus found himself alone as his cell door deactivated amid the chaos. He could escape, find a shuttle, go home. But something stopped him. He looked toward the throne room, where the sounds of battle were growing louder. He knew she'd be there, fighting. Damn it, he muttered. You're supposed to be the villain, lady. He grabbed a fallen blaster and ran. Part 6: The Throne Room. The great chamber was a storm of fire and debris. Human commandos clashed with Sealith guards beneath the vaulted ceiling. At the center, the queen stood defiant, hurling spears of energy from her palms, her crown dimming from the strain. When a human sniper lined up his shot, Marcus tackled him aside. Captain, the soldier gasped. We thought you were captured. I was. Plans changed. Nobody shoots the lady, understood. The man hesitated, but Marcus's tone brokered no argument. He sprinted toward the queen, deflecting a plasma bolt that nearly struck her. She turned in shock. You should have fled. Yeah, well, I've got terrible timing. He smirked. And I owed you one for not killing me. She stared at him, then laughed, a short, incredulous sound even amid chaos. You're insane. Been told worse. Together, they fought back-to-back, human and alien queen, cutting down attackers with a rhythm that felt almost choreographed. When the dust settled, silence returned. Bodies littered the marble floor. Smoke curled through the shattered windows. Marcus lowered his weapon. So, still want me to fear you? The queen looked at him, chest heaving, golden eyes glowing softly. No, she whispered. Perhaps I should fear you. Part 7: The Choice. The Resistance flagship hailed him. Captain Kane, extraction ready. We're pulling out, coordinates locked on your signal. He hesitated, looking at her. She stood among the ruins of her empire, regal even in defeat. You could come with me, he said quietly. You don't have to be their monster anymore. Her lips curved into a sad smile. And be what, human? A queen without a crown? My people would never follow.